Off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pei.
And welcome. You're tuned into Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balance with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on NBC News, CNBC News, and NBC Sports Radio station KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Tiki Live, Amazon Music, Podchaser, JioSaavn, and more. Why so many places? I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip on this show, no scandal, no rumors, no shock talk, and no K words. No Kanye talk at all. Instead, I want you to focus on your own reality show and how you can be happy 88% of the time. So we have topics and guests to help you with that. If you missed my where are we now? 945 shows. If you missed any of them, Fran Dresser, you heard in the promo, half of the cast of Happy Days. I'm happy to tell you too that Marion Ross, beloved, who came into my studio at 89 years of age, is coming back to my studio at 92, I believe. So that's all exciting to be able to get for free. It's a free subscribe on my YouTube channel, so please do check those out. And you'll get special series as well. I have Tempting Conversations on Friday with Alon Carter, the founder of The Temptations, Otis Williams, and a special series called Is It Black or No, it's not black or white, or is it? And that is a particularly timely series that we put on with my very beloved satellite sister that you see here. This is, I think, her 7th time on my show. So you can tell I don't like her at all, but she's so special to me. She's one of my favorite people on the planet. And I invited her back today because I saw this post go by. Things are still wonderfully happening with an organization that she founded called Spirit Awakening. And you know, I'm all about solution. I'm all about what's good on the planet, what's right with the world. And certainly her foundation and herself is something definitely good on the planet. So please welcome back. She's an actress. She's a humanitarian global thought leader. I said founder. She teaches, she acts, she runs workshops. She wins grants to do great work, and including one a very high profile person, Kim Kardashian, and so Akuyoe single-handedly changed my entire promo and my entire introduction because I used to say no K words, no Kardashian talk. As you noticed, I say no Kanye talk now because of my satellite sister, and I'm crediting her with that change because Kim is doing some great things. So please, without further ado, please welcome back my satellite sister, Akuyoe Graham. Oh,
here I am.
Hi.
Hey, Dr. M. Thank you so much. It's
absolutely. It is my pleasure. Pleasure and blessing. And we're going to start off with something new that I started this year. I don't know if the last time you came on we did it, but it's breakfast with Dr. Marissa and her guest. And today is Akuyoe. We're going to have breakfast by taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich. So top of the bun, 8 specific gratitudes. Bottom of the bun, 8 specific appreciations to sandwich your day in the most positive way. So I actually had someone message in some gratitude. So this will go pretty fast. What are you grateful for today? And gratitudes are outside of yourself. Appreciations are inside of yourself. So I'm grateful that the planets did not crash into each other last night while I was asleep. So I have another 24 hours to live, love, laugh, learn, innovate, create, and delight in all that life has to offer. So that's what I'm grateful for. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for you, Dr. M. Again, just your incredible generosity and spirit, and just your compassion and willingness to serve and to help and to reach out with a helping hand. I'm very grateful for that.
Oh, I receive. Brandy is grateful for the ocean water warming up. Go ahead.
I am grateful for the gift of life, that I woke up this morning and opened my eyes to experience, to have another extraordinary day on this incredible planet.
I am grateful that I do not have to drive to Redlands. Thanks. It's a hashtag COVID silver lining that now I can broadcast from my living room.
I'm grateful for my beloved mother who is visiting with me right now. She lives here and she lives in Ghana, West Africa. So currently she's here. And so I want to give a shout out to her. And I believe she's watching us, and just say how deeply grateful I am for her, for Masauso, for, the people in my life that I love so much.
Hi, Mom. I'll say hi to her. Brandy is grateful for the way that Huntington Beach does a fantastic job cleaning the beach. And then my gratitude is that I also have my best big girl in the whole best little girl in the whole wide world visiting me as well. My daughter, Sarah Way, who I think I shared with you the poem she wrote for me on Mother's Day. And it's so nice always to have her come in for a visit. So I'm grateful for that. Last one, Akuyo.
Last one, I'm grateful for Mother Earth itself, the planet that we're on. And Mother's Day, my mom was reminding me, she was grateful for the planet, and she'd never considered, Mother's Day also included the mother, the planet. So this is a belated Happy Mother's Day, Planet Earth, and thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, great. That's it for the top of the bun. Now, what we're going to do is model what I would like you to do before you go to bed, because most of us right now are going through an epidemic of sleeplessness. The numbers are higher than ever before, and the number of people reaching for a pill, which may help you sleep, but there's side effects, and you can get addicted to them. Natural sleep is the best thing for your body. So one of the reasons why people are having a hard time sleeping is because before they go to bed, they're doing this, right? The meaningless information scrolling. I call them misses. And because of that, their head is all into the negative things that are happening, or you're thinking about what you didn't get done if you're an overachiever or a perfectionist, or if you're angry with someone, that's what you're thinking about. And you're thinking about how you can, tell them off, or how to resolve that conflict. All three of those things do not help you sleep. So I'd like you to take the challenge and instead flip it around and say, what do I like about myself? It's my BS belief system that self-love, self-approval, self-care is the hallmark of good mental health. It's the foundation. So I have you weight train in the morning so that before you go to bed, you can list the things that you know that you like about yourself. And I don't know about women in West Africa, but I know that many women raised in Asian homes. This is not something that is natural. We're told don't speak about don't toot your own horn. The nail that stands up is hammered down. That's a very popular saying in Chinese and Japanese. So I need to practice this myself. Even though the name of my show is Take My Advice, I'm not using it. I actually use this advice because I have to be okay with me. Otherwise, I'm walking around, who likes me, who loves me, who likes me literally these days with the numbers on social media, which is, I'm not into the numbers. I like good numbers, but I'm not into the numbers because that does not define me. I know I'm here with a message that I personally know about myself, and that's what I do. And if you don't like it, it's okay. I'm not the only answer. There's so many different answers out there, and our job in life is just to get help where you need it. And so that's what I like about myself. One, I like that I know that I'm not the only way. I think that that's important. Anybody that says this is the only answer, I would put some salt on them, season them, take it with a grain of salt. Akuyo, what do you like about yourself?
I like that I love to meditate. I'm a practicing faither, as I say, practicing building faith, spiritual grit. So I do really love that about myself, that I do love meditation. Mm-hmm.
I love that I get, yeah, that's great. I love that I get to teach a moving meditation called Balanced Tai Chi Go this Saturday at 10 a.m. If you're in Southern California, I'd love to have your students come down someday to the beach, and I can take them through a guided moving meditation that promotes inner peace one breath at a time. And I love that I got that download to create that probably 10 years ago. So
that's a great idea. We'll work on that, bringing some of the students to have a Tai Chi session with you. That would be incredible, really beautiful, because I've taken your Tai Chi and it is amazing, very powerful, very powerful. It's like poetry in motion, so I love that I'm open to trying new things like Tai Chi with you. And so I love my openness and willingness to be in something new.
Beautiful. I appreciate that I am one more time learning how to be vulnerable and to open my heart and to know that, I'll never get it done and I'll never get it wrong. And that's what life is. It's just this, it's not a straight line up. It's that cycling. And every time we go a little higher, and sometimes we have to revisit stuff. And there's, and there's no shame in that. There's no blame in that. It's what the beauty of being a human being is. I appreciate that I know that.
And I appreciate
last one
that I've gotten really strong in being able to stand in the fire, and when there's a challenge or a disagreement, or even, I don't want to say criticism, but a criticism, if there's a disagreement, I can take it. I've really let go of having to be liked at any cost.
Wow, that's a mic drop right there. Amen to that. Amen. And that's the perfect way to end breakfast with Dr. Marissa and Akuyoe Graham this morning. I hope you take this practice, part of a blissipline in my life, that I promise if you do this 30 days in a row consecutively, your days will change that are sandwiched between gratitude and appreciation. So thank you. All righty. And if you've just joined in, you're wondering what's going on in my studio today. You are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm Not Using It. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show on NBC News Radio, KCAA AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. I'm glad to see some eyeballs rolling in. That means you are on either YouTube, my YouTube channel, Dr. Marissa, or LinkedIn or Facebook, where you get to actually ask my guests questions, make comments, and I'll put them up on the screen. So don't be shy. I don't know who you are until you make a comment. I just see you as an eyeball, which is fine. But if you'd like to be identified and given some personal love, please do use the chat function. Akuyoe Graham, I mean, we call each other satellite sisters. I call her a satellite sister because we both were launched from various places, but one of the places in common that we have, that we love, that we are blessed to have as a teacher, my big brother, Michael Bernard Beckwith, the founder of Agape International Spiritual Center, which is where I met Akuyoe. And I love the fact that he doesn't create followers, he creates leaders. And both of us have taken that charge. We're in different orbits doing different things. Every once in a while, we come into the same orbit. But that's why I call her my satellite sister. And I do love her so much. And so I wanted her to come on today specifically to talk about, this thing that you started how many years ago?
27 years ago. 27.
57 years ago.
That's right.
And to just catch you up, to tell us why you started this, and a little bit of so people who are seeing you for the first time, which I'd be surprised, but just give me a catch up for those who are meeting you for the first time.
Sure, I'm happy to do so. 27 years ago, I wrote a one-woman play called Spiritawakening. This play was a story that chronicled my journey of awakening, my journey that I took to come back to myself, my true self, the authentic self. And it told the story of leaving Ghana, West Africa, where I was born, going to primary school and a little bit of secondary school in London, England, and then moving to the United States. And along the way, all the things I had to do to survive, really, to be liked, to be approved of, to fit in. And this came at a cost, and the cost was my voice, my true self. And so Spirit Awakening really showed how I journeyed and reclaimed all that I had thrown away, all that I had let go of, how I went back and reclaimed those things, so that I could be free of self-judgment and self-condemnation. And so right after writing that, I started working, volunteering my time in some of the juvenile halls and facilities where incarcerated children were being held. And I saw, from having written the play, how cathartic of a journey that was for me, how healing and freeing and empowering. And so I put together a program which I called Unmasking Your Authentic Voice. And that is level 1 of our work. And I started taking that into the juvenile halls. For the first 5 years, I was just volunteering my time. And I worked with kids in the special handling unit. This is the unit that houses children that have been allegedly, committed very serious crimes. And so my work started with them, and it really just took off. My intention was that was to help young people not to really suffer in the ways that I had suffered with self-loathing and just really being in such deep pain about who they are, as I had been in when I was growing up in London. And so they really took to it. They understood, and the results were quite powerful and noticeable. amongst the probation officers that were there and the teachers that were there. And so through word of mouth of the students, the program grew, because as each child would leave juvenile hall and go to a camp or a group home or a school, they would take me with them in terms of telling their teachers or their counselors or their probation officers about me and the program. And that's how it grew, so it wasn't a big PR splash of, look at this program. I was so focused on the work that I didn't even what PR? If I got any PR, it was through the young people that were in the program. If I got a grant, it was through the young people that told someone, hey, you want to know what helped me? This is the program that helped me. You want to fund something? Fund this program. And that's how it grew. And here we are 27 years later. I work with a beautiful group of artists, visual artists, actors, dancers, writers, and creatives, and we I've trained them to teach the Spirit Awakening program. It's called Rites of Passage with a W. And we now are not only in the juvenile halls and camps, we are in schools as well. And we also do professional development for teachers. We work with adults. So we work with children all the way from elementary, middle school, all the way through college, and then adults. And so 27 here we are.
Wow. I want us to focus on one thing that Akuyoe said that I believe is why we're on the planet. People say all the time, what is my purpose here? What am I supposed to do in life? Why am I here? And when she said the experiences that I went through in London and the level of pain and the level of discomfort that allowed me to, know, I'm putting words in your mouth now, but I'm paralleling it to my life and my work as well, which y'all know I've been very open about. I'm one of the 7 out of 10 of us who had childhood trauma. And I can remember that when I spoke in Beijing at the embassy to a large group of Chinese women, there were so many tears, and the tears were because I just shared what I went through and how I healed. And you took what you went through, all the pain, and transmuted it into power to create something, and the connection is through that pain. And I think that if everybody understood that pain in life is mandatory, suffering is optional, but the pain is power to help us connect with those who I can't connect with someone who went through the juvenile system. I can't connect with someone who had a kind of pain or a kind of experience that I never had. I will never be able to have that depth of the connection as someone who did. Your level of connection through what you felt and sharing that is what makes your program and why you didn't need marketing, because and this is a huge shift for our American society. We think that if we want people to buy something, want people to support it, we got to do the ads, do the marketing, and do the numbers, buy the numbers. And I've been so against that approach. Social media numbers mean nothing to me because you can buy them. And I don't think that anyone who pushes something is necessarily going to be successful. So I'm sorry, I'm going on a different tangent because I wanted that to be a really important point that I haven't brought out before with you, that I've given you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award before, but this specific time I'm giving it to you because This is the path, I believe, for us to heal ourselves and help others to heal. It is through the sharing of the pain, not buying ads, not pushing, you got to buy this, you got to help us. But that level of authentic sharing and understanding, for that, I give you Dr. Marissa's Beneficial Presence on the Planet Award once again. Because I don't think we've talked about that. I don't
No, we
think that
haven't.
we've talked about why this has, it's not everybody that gets supported by Kim Kardashian. I
That's
mean, that is in and of itself. Like, how many people have written into stars and said, help me? We've got how many? I meant to look this up. I'm sure we have at least multiple million nonprofits around the world. That's a good thing.
Yes.
Don't tell me that's a good thing. But
Mhm.
I believe that this competition for funds or, attention hurts all of us.
Yeah.
And if I can switch it around and say, there is a place for every nonprofit to
Yes.
reach a specific audience that they are uniquely prepared by the pain to reach.
Absolutely.
Then there's more.
Um,
Then there's
go
more
ahead.
than enough.
That's right.
No. Go ahead.
There is more than enough, Dr. M, and I totally agree. In fact, one of the things we do at Spirit Awakening is when we're writing in for a grant, or if I'm going in for an audition, I take a moment and just bless everyone that's having that same experience. So we bless the people writing the grant. Do we want the grant? Of course. However, the simple prayer is, may each one of us really be served and serve and receive all the resources that we need to do the work that we're doing. That just takes off so much pressure, and it allows us to really focus on the mission, the vision, and articulate that. It allows us to do exactly that and to bring our best foot forward. And it's just a very different place. So I'm with you as well. The numbers can be bought, many of them are. And that human connection, also the organic. If you tell me, oh, Akuyo, go see this movie or read this book or try this restaurant, whatever it is, coming from you, I will take that. You know what I'm saying? So word of mouth is very, 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 very powerful, and that's what I've seen with Spirit Awakening. It's all really been word of mouth, from out of the mouths of babes, from the people being served by the program. They have become
Yeah.
champions. They're the ones that now say, hey, and many of them work with us. They serve on our board of directors. They are teaching assistants. They are teaching. They, are in administration. um so it's just so beautiful to see that come around. And then when we go to a school or when we go to a juvenile facility, and alongside me is a young woman or a young man that was once in their shoes, but now they are thriving and they are successful, and you wouldn't even know that had been their experience unless they told you. It's very powerful, very, very powerful.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Give me a couple of examples, because I love keeping it real, of
Yes.
some of the individuals, what their charges were, why they were in juvenile hall, kind of a little bit about their stories, and then the process that they went through.
Well, I can give you lots of examples. The thing that I cannot give you, though, is what the charges were, and not for anything legally.
Oh, oh,
It's because I don't know,
uh-huh.
and I think that's what marks Spirit Awakening as well. When we go in to teach, I've always felt
Mm,
that they have lawyers and all these other people that are there to deal specifically with those things, with those issues of why they're there. So me coming on, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a legal expert. Me getting in that milieu wouldn't help. My job is to
mm,
go in and with the vision of raising them up and helping them to see beyond their circumstances. So it really does help that I don't know what they're there for. Now they may share it in the writing. I stole this, or I was carjacking. Sometimes they do share. However, that's not my focus. And it's not because I don't care. I do care. If they've hurt someone, I care about the person they've hurt. And we do talk about all of these. So it's not that we're doing a spiritual bypass, pretending that something didn't happen. So with that being said, one of our TAs, and in fact, the young lady who sent you the request on Instagram, Hunter, many of them, I feel like I'm their godmother. They call me Mama Akuyo. Hunter, I worked with when she was at Camp Scott, which is at the time was the only female girls camp juvenile facility. So when a young girl, a teenager, is arrested and goes through trial in juvenile hall, she may be sentenced to the camp. So that's why I met Hunter. She today is thriving. She's 21 or 22, beautiful young woman, so sophisticated and sure of herself. And she sits on our board of directors. She's one of our teaching artists. She does many things. Hunter is also a makeup artist. She's coming out with her own makeup line, I think, but she has clients that she does makeup for. And she's an incredible teacher. And when she's in front of other students, they pay attention, they listen to her, and she's also a social media influencer. So she's come a long way. I know her family, her mom, her dad. We're very close, and I love her very much. And then there's Pluto. Pluto.
I
Pluto.
do. I was going to ask you how he was and to send
Oh,
my love.
Pluto is great. He's one of the featured actors in our upcoming feature film. He plays the iconic role of Cola Blue. And so Pluto is well on his way. He's working, he's thriving. I met Pluto when he was at Barry J. Nightoff, which is a notorious juvenile hall. Unfortunately, that space has been in the news lately because a young man died of an overdose while incarcerated, if you can believe that. So Pluto was detained there. It's in Silmar, and he was looking at doing some really terrible time, and he got beyond that. We worked with him. He came out. He called me. What we do when kids are released that are in our program, we have a luncheon. We take them out for lunch, and we have different community people with us. Next time we do one, I'll invite you, Dr. M. So they meet
I would
people
love that.
that can inspire them. That what I like to call it is
Mm,
they are able to touch the hem of your garment, Dr. M. You could
mm.
then share about who you are with them, and they see that there's a network of people that are here and available to help them, to support them. So Pluto travels the world. Sometimes I'll get a call from him. He's from the Bahamas because he loves to sail. So he works with different organizations that run sailing trips. I know, isn't? And you want to know when he was locked up, he would do creative visualization. And one of the things we taught him was to see himself out of his circumstances and place himself where he would like to be. And I said, keep your eyes on that prize. Place yourself where you want to be. Again, it's not to deny the circumstances you're in. You're just saying, okay, in this moment, I am going to do an exercise and take myself out of these circumstances and place myself visually into different circumstances, and then feel what that would feel like, because it's the feeling tone that helps us get out of the stuff we're in. So feel what it feels like to be a success. What does that mean for you? What would that look like? And he would do these exercises and see himself in different places around the world. And by golly, I kid you not, he is living that life. When I tell you I get a phone call from him from the Bahamas or from, Florida or wherever he may be, that's the truth. He's been able to travel and he's just getting started. And then lastly, I can tell you about Shirley, who also was at camp, a young woman, and she's now getting ready to go to law school, and there's just been so many that have gone through our program, gone to schools like Berkeley, USC, UCLA, and some of the best schools in the country. So these were the minds that were being locked up, Dr. M. These are the minds. And as a young person, my feeling has always been, let's not write them off, at 15, 14, 13, 16. Let's not write them off. Let's give them the opportunity they need to rewrite the story of their lives and to live a different trajectory. So that's what we do at Spirit Awakening.
That's amazing. There's so much I want to, as usual. First of all, wow, I love learning new things. You know that about me. And I love what you said about I don't ask for what the charge is. And that is so weird because as human beings, we are like, we want to know ugly stuff.
Sure.
That's why if it bleeds, it leads, right? In the media, we're kind of, you don't want to know, but you ask anyways, or you shouldn't look at roadkill, but as soon as you go right by it, or when there's an accident or something.
Yeah.
And that is such a beautiful strategy that I'm going to adopt. I know why Pluto was in, because I asked him. And I wanted to keep it real, but I didn't see the value until now of not knowing. Because if you're working with someone and you want to keep your eye on the healing and the prize and the shift and the change, why would you anchor something that was not positive in the past from the start ground? Why can't we start where they are, which is with a desire to get out of that situation? Why would we want to make that the starting point? Why don't we, like you said, there's lawyers already dealing with that with them.
Right.
And they've expressed the desire to go away from that, to want to change, to want to grow. So why are we going backwards in our questioning or in our BS belief systems of that person? Wow, that just like blew me away. I love that. I love that. Yeah. And that's why you're my satellite sister.
And Dr. Marissa, it's very, very powerful because, again, as a kid, anyone, you're sitting in these dire circumstances, right? It's dire. It's, you're locked up. So you did something wrong. Something went wrong somewhere. You can't escape that. And so when we come in and we say, hey, we're going to look at something else. Let's look at, the dreams you have in your heart. Let's look at what we can salvage from the situation. It's like going on vacation. Again, we do it not from a sense of being in denial. So there's a difference. We're not like, we're not here at juvenile hall. No, we're somewhere else. No. I'm aware, when a spirit awakening artist goes in to teach, they are aware of the circumstances of where we are. We're just saying, let's look at something else. Let's take a journey to your true self. Let's take a journey to that which is within you that we have in common. And that is deeper than the color of our skins. It is deeper than our gender or gender identification. It is deeper than any of the things we see on the outer. Let's journey to that which is within you that is also within me. Henceforth, spirit awakening. And there is that, if we are each of us branches of the same tree, then let's have the courage to look at the tree. What is this tree of life that we are all a part of? Let's begin to ask those existential questions, because when you're locked up, that's the perfect opportunity to rewind and to reimagine and to really take that journey and to be curious about life itself and about yourself, so and it works. It's powerful.
It is. And it is to put the moose on the table, which I'm known to do, which is my Canadian version of talking about the elephant in the room. So what you just heard from my guest, 7-time guest, Akuyoe Graham, my satellite sister, is a completely different way of approaching rehabilitation, a completely different way of looking at incarceration and why people are in jail. So the predominant right now, a BS belief system, bullshitaki, that has been for since the beginning of time as a society. If you do the crime, you do the time. You're a bad person. You made a stupid decision, and now you're going to live with that as a blueprint for your future, because you're not going to be able to get a job. It's going to be on your thing. Even though you've served the time, you will always have that mark. You can't escape that. And then we wonder why people don't heal, or why they don't do anything different than what they have been punished for and continue to be punished for. That does not work. Hello. That does not work. And I will challenge every person who continues to, spew this stupid, nauseating song about if you do the crime, do the time. Because we are in a situation, you saw with George Floyd, you saw with all of the things that Akuyoe are known for talking about. It does not work. We have $1 billion industry now that does not work. We have higher than ever percentage of recidivism. Watch 13th. It, for me, blew my mind to understand what prison really is now. So instead of seeing programs like Akuyoe's as, oh, they're just coddling people, or they're just, giving them, paint by number art classes, all this, and it's really not going to change anything. That's bullshitaki. This is a completely different approach that, as she has illustrated, is founded on knowing that we are not the sum of our stupid mistakes. That's that every single person has within them a connection to all of each other in a way that is magnifying of that authentic person with unique gifts and talents to be on the planet, and that the approach that mistakes will mark you for the rest of your life has to stop. Otherwise, we will always have what we have now, which is the division and the conflict and the $1 billion industry that is not helping.
That's right. That's right. Well, well said, Dr. M. Well said. And it's true. It is so true. It's we have to, we've put a lot of money as a country, as a society, into incarceration. It's time that we now looked at true rehabilitation and transformation and redemption, and decide as a society, is that the path we want to really take? Do we really want to do that? Because the other has not worked, and it's very costly, and especially for our children, we need to do better by them, way better by them. We need to look
and
at.
Speaking of which, I want to make sure we're already at mark 49.
Wow,
we only have 9 minutes left.
The time
I always
goes
have
so
fun.
fast.
It does. It's so easy with us, honestly. We're going to have to talk about a regular co-host spot is what I'm thinking, maybe once a month. And then we can showcase some of your beautiful people. But I know Hunter is like going to message me in a second. You haven't talked about the reason why you're here. And the reason why I asked you on, I did get a message from Hunter. And she's going to know that that's the direct line to me now. What is going on that everyone who is within the sound of our voices, and certainly if you are in LA, anywhere close to LA, you're going to have to come in person. But what is going on right now that we want to invite people to?
Yes, June 30th, for those in Los Angeles, we have a special event at the Skirball Cultural Center. We're calling it the Spirit Awakening Open House, free admission. and even though it's a fundraiser, it's a free admission because we want people to come and learn all about Spirit Awakening, what we do, our programming, our artists, and look at the visual art, the paintings, and buy the t-shirts and the mugs and the caps that we'll have. And we will also preview an exclusive look at the feature film that will be coming out at the end of the year. The feature film that includes Pluto and Masumi and Drunara, with animation by another student, Tia Reed. So June 30th, we will be at the Skirball Cultural Center, and you can, make your reservations on Eventbrite, or go to our website and make the reservations that way. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us by calling 866-456-8002. That's the office number, and we would love to see everyone there. And if it'll be a great event because there'll be live performances, there'll be music, and then there's an after party for some special guests afterwards. Dr. Marissa, of course, you'll be at the after party. I hope you're in town. And we're asking that, if you're coming, to bring someone that you think could, support us with resources. Whether that would be a financial donation or some kind of support. So show up June 30th at the beautiful Skirball Cultural Center, 7:30 p.m. And it's the Spirit Awakening Open House fundraiser. All things Spirit Awakening.
Fantastic. 95% of incarcerated youth in Los Angeles County are Black and brown. That is more than any other county in the United States.
Yes.
Folks, it is time. We know this works. Kim Kardashian, not that she's the authority on it, but there's many places she could be helping. She's recognized that this program makes a difference. I know this program makes a difference. I am very proud sponsor of the, Spirit Awakening Foundation. I make it a point to promote, and
Yes.
I hope I am a distant favorite auntie now of the group, and I love having people on here. And so please, June 30th is the day. Is it on Eventbrite as well?
Yes, it is
as an event. Okay,
yes.
Cool. So please do go to either Spirit Awakening Foundation. It's spiritawakening.org. As you can see, I've pulled it up here, easy to access. Or go to Eventbrite and just put in, I'm guessing, Spirit Awakening.
Yes.
And it should come up as something that you can buy tickets, but it's free. Hello, it's free. And I know that the individuals are very beautifully prepared to share their unique gifts, talents, and abilities. So we want to be a great audience and be there to witness their creativity in action. And so I challenge you all. Usually you have a red carpet. Usually I bring my microphone if you want to have a sound bite there.
Absolutely.
And I'm really looking forward to the film. I've been, here since the beginning of the yearly things, and to have a film come in fruition, that's so exciting.
It is very exciting.
Pluto is my resident poet. He's been on my show at least once, and I did not know. Do you know this is my 34th season racing sailboats?
Wow, you'll have to bring him back on the show and talk about that. Yeah, that's his
wheelhouse. I don't think we've talked about that. When you said sail, I'm like, what?
Yep.
So and I'm really blessed to be on the U.S. Sailing Center team, which takes out kids from NAACP, Interval House, high schools, to teach them how to race.
Wow.
You
Well,
didn't
we
know
have a
that
lot to
about
talk
me,
about that.
did
I did not know that
you?
about you.
Didn't know that. Every Wednesday
Wow.
during the season, tonight, I go out on the water. Now, this
No
series, we didn't
way.
have kids set up. Yeah. And we
That
win.
is awesome. That is awesome. Mm.
Yeah,
Look at that.
yeah.
Look at that.
So for sure, for sure. Now we have 3.5 minutes left.
Hmm. I'm
If
going to send you
what
the
is your
flyer.
message? Okay. Someone sent me the flyer.
Yep,
I
I'm
didn't
going to
get the
send it to
flyer,
you
but
right now.
okay, cool. We can send it to my email and see if I can grab it to put up
Okay,
there. But
great.
just spiritawakening.org, you'll find the information. It is an open house. You're going to get to watch the preview of the film coming up. You're going to see what Spirit Awakening does by the youth who made a mistake.
That's right.
Don't even need to know what the mistake is, but that's not who they are. We are not our mistakes. We are not the voice in our head that tells us that we're doomed. We're not the voice in the head that tells us that we're not as good as anybody else. We are all precious, loving, loved, and lovable individuals on the planet. I'm taking your final word. But this is as you're looking for the poster.
I sent it
I
to you.
know that thank you. I know that about who we are. So you take over. Let me find the poster so I can get it up.
Great.
What
Yes.
is the thing that people need to know about themselves?
Ooh, I think the thing we need to know about ourselves is that we are magnificent beyond belief. And I say that not at some superficial level. We are really extraordinary, each one of us. If we could only catch a real glimpse of how magnificent we are, and we are all connected. We truly are one. We are magnificent. So, beyond the challenges of our lives, and look, if you have a body and you're in this incarnation, there will be challenges. As Dr. Marissa said, there will be pain, there will be tears. However, we are more than that. And those things actually can propel us forward. Life is for us. Life really is for us because life is for itself. Life can never work against itself. So life does not work against us. Life is for us. We need to know that, though. As our beloved Reverend Michael would say, what good is the light bulb if you don't turn it on? So we have to turn on this awareness. And one of the ways we can do that is through meditation practice. And there's so many ways to practice meditation. A walk on the beach, sailing, in the park, sitting still with the eyes closed, sitting still with the eyes open. There's just so many ways to do it. So we are magnificent beyond our wildest imaginings. We are brilliant. We are genius. We are creators. That's the truth of our being. And life is for us. So that's what I want to leave everyone with.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Akuyoe Graham, actress, humanitarian, founder of Spirit Awakening. Both of us are inviting you to Friday, June 30th at 7:30. I will be there. I just checked my schedule
Yes.
for the open house fundraiser, free admission to come. Do bring your checkbook or your wallet or your
That's right.
Venmo because I am endorsing this particular program as a solution to what is going on with our youth. It does provide hope. It does affirm who we all really are beyond one thing that has happened or choices that we have made in the past. So be an agent of change. Friday, Skirball Cultural Center. It's up the beautiful site at the top of the Bel Air
Right.
little mountain. So we will see you there. Thank you so much, Akuyoe. Love you very much.
Love
And
you.
blessings to you. It's all about balance. You know the drill. Peace in, peace out, world peace through inner peace. Join me tomorrow for Straight Talk with Sam Works and Dr. Marissa. This Friday night, get happy hour on social with me. Go sign up at drmarissa.life and then Balance Tai Chi Go on Saturday. Now go and have the best day ever. We'll see you tomorrow.